Well, hello the new, it's only me, Leonard Wells, broadcasting as always from Studio B, here at the Giggle Mill in Haslingden, Lancashire, north of Manchester. Studio B means that I have the perfect studio engineer, a very sweet chap called Adolf Apfelstrudel from Berchtesgaden in Bavaria, who limits me, unfortunately, to 12 digital megaburgers per broadcast, which means that I don't have any spare time or capacity to be able to let you see and hear my very forgettable, world-famous rendition of Nessun Dorma. I have two little tales for you tonight, both with a slightly Jewish flavour. In the first one, a congregation from a synagogue in the Edgware Road was about to say goodbye to their very faithful rabbi after 25 years, Rabbi Bloom. So they collected together and gave him an all-expenses paid trip to New York. When he arrived in New York and walked into the bedroom, there was a naked girl lying face down on the bed. So without saying a word, he picks up the phone and calls his synagogue and says to them, "I'm very, very angry." He said, "This is not respectful to me, your rabbi, after 25 years. At this point, the girl gets up and starts to get dressed. So Rabbi Bloom looks round and he says to her, "Excuse me, but where are you going?" He said, "I'm not angry with you." "Thank you." In my next one, Morris and Ruth were celebrating their golden wedding anniversary. After such a long and happy marriage, which was the talk of the whole community, it wasn't a surprise when a reporter from the Jewish Chronicle came to ask Morris the secret of his successful marriage. "Well," he said, "it dates back to our honeymoon," he said. "Ruth and I went to the Grand Canyon and we took a trip down to the bottom of the canyon on mules. We hadn't gone very far when the mule that Ruth was on stumbled, and she looked at the mule and she quietly said, 'That's once.' We'd only proceeded a little further when the mule stumbled a second time. And again Ruth looked at the mule, looked into its eyes and said, 'That's twice.' Half a mile further on, the mule stumbled for a third time. This time, Ruth promptly removed a revolver from her rucksack and shot the mule dead. So I started to protest to her about treating mules this way, when Ruth looked at me and quietly said, 'That's once.' Thank you and good night, folks."